Girl Gang. Happy Friday!
Hey guys!
Hey Amber.
They saw my tum-tum! The moon landing didn't happen.
Are you actually gonna wear that?
Okay, fine. You're the queen of lolcows. Well done, you.
Did she spray Pam on the food?
That ass, though. You're lolcows. That's what you guys do.
Well, I don't know if I ever told this story before, but like the time that I was in the goat house.
Hey folks, what's good? I'm Professor Dietz, and today I have for you a collection of story times from Amberlynn Reid's Beck Era. I decided it would be fun, I guess, to go on a little stroll down memory lane with Amberlynn and find a bunch of her story times that she told throughout the era. I did find them on her channel as well as on a few others, so we could get a nice mixture of her live streams from YouNow, for instance, and her regular content. On that note, if I did find one of these videos somewhere other than Amber's channel, I did make note of that in the corner of the frame. And one last note before we get into the stories, I am making an extended version of this video for my members, as, you know, just a little token of my appreciation for your membership. So there will be two versions, one of which includes just a couple more story times for my members only. Let's start with this first story. Now, I did get this one from CXNT's channel, and it's recorded from one of Amber's YouNow live streams. I thought this was pretty interesting. I knew that she had told stories about her proclivity for five-finger discounts, but I actually hadn't heard her tell it firsthand, so I was kind of excited to find this one. Let's hear her tell it for herself.
Have you ever stolen from a store? Y'all are about to learn something about me. Like I have said repeatedly, I'm about to spill some tea. This probably isn't really the tea you guys want to taste, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Like I've said repeatedly, I used to be kind of fucky. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I would drink, I would smoke, I wouldn't go to school, I didn't do my homework, I rebelled, like, hard. And one of the things I did, when I was in high school, is I would steal. And I have stole shoes before, makeup, food for my mom and for my dad at one point. Yeah, and it's something I regret very much because I do not believe in that, like, at all anymore. But I was either always high or, like, drinking something. But, yeah, someone said I stole earrings. That reminds me, I have sold some earrings as well. I went to Claire's, and I stole actually a lot. I don't know, no one ever noticed. There was one time in Kmart, I was, I think, 15, and I really wanted these pair of shoes, and they were like sandals, but they had like a heel that like clicked, and I thought they were super cute, and I was wearing these really ugly sandals. So I would switch the shoe, and I would put my shoe where the new shoe was, and I would take the new shoe and have them on my feet so no one really noticed. But there was this lady that, like, worked there, but you couldn't tell that she would work there. And she came up to me and she was like, "Are you stealing the shoes?" And honestly, you guys, have you ever seen a chubby chick run? Okay, I wasn't even chubby, I was fat, let's be real. I ran out of that store so fucking fast that you wouldn't even be able to think straight. And the person who was driving me was my mom's boyfriend at the time. And he had this, like, big white van, so it was just really sketch. Like, I ran so fast as I could for my weight and such. And I got into that white van, and I told him, "Pull away now," and we left. It was honestly so scary. That was the only time that I've ever, like, been caught or even close to being caught. But, you know, if you guys are young or in high school and you're watching me right now, don't steal. Even if you're older, don't steal. If you're younger, don't steal. Just don't do it. Have you ever considered sending those stores some money to make up for what you stole? No, boo. No. I feel like you're being extra. Like, you're being so extra right now. This was literally, like, how old am I now? This was, like, almost 12 years ago. Like, calm down.
Isn't it always just so fun when Amber says one thing and then just launches into a story that exemplifies the exact opposite of that statement? Like,
No one ever noticed.
and then proceeds to tell a story about how she was caught. Okay, Amber, you live in your own fantasy. So this next story is pretty quick. Beck is sharing the very first DM that they sent to Amber. It feels very, very much like Amber put Beck up to this. You can hear Beck just stumbling over their words, and I think feeling a little bit embarrassed about it near the end, especially. But I don't know. You can form your own opinion about how this sounds. I'm just sharing it for your information and entertainment. We have gotten asked several times, what was the first message Becky ever sent to me? Why did Becky send me a message? So I'm finally going to show you the actual message. Becky's going to read her part, and I'm going to read mine.
Hey, I don't know if you'll read this, but I watched your Smash or Pass video and liked it. I read the comments and did not like those at all. Just want to let you know, I think you're stunning. I'd totally smash, lol. To put it less vulgar, I guess, those people don't know what the F they're talking about. You really are gorgeous, okay? If I just seen you out somewhere, I'd really want to just go up to you and hope you were gay and try to flirt. Not good at the whole flirting thing. I haven't been in a relationship in 9 months, so I'm super rusty. But anyway, those are probably just jealous that you're hot and they're not.
And then I replied with, hey, wow, okay, definitely wasn't expecting that kind of message, lol. But thank you, I appreciate it. You're pretty cute yourself. Heart. So that is how we started talking. And now look, we've been together for almost 2 years. Oh my gosh.
And I also couldn't be any more much in love. Oh my god. Can't talk.
She's not good at these recordings. She's new to this.
And I couldn't.
Speak from the heart and the soul.
And I couldn't be any happier. And I'm still very much in love with her.
Aw, I love you too, babe. It sounds like Sonny and Cher. I got you, babe.
I got you, babe.
Now, I don't know about you, but I kind of just felt like that whole story time was an idea that Amber came up with because perhaps she was getting some feedback that, you know, Beck was unhappy in the relationship and she wanted to do something to prove the haters otherwise. This one, oh man, her Beck Era personality is really shining through on this one. She is just showing off for the camera, showing off for Eric especially, and you know, that energy that she used to have, there's a lot of ego involved. She's just really feeling herself, and her voice was a lot deeper, and it feels very mean girl energy, even though in this story she's talking about, you know, how peaceful she wants to be. So sure, Amber, okay. Amber the Peacemaker, let's hear your story.
This girl, she was calling me a lot of names, like, regarding my, like, color of my skin. Yeah. And so my friend was trying to stick up for me, so they started fist fighting. And I was over here like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Can we just all be happy and peaceful? I have no idea. And I ended up having to go to court for it. Because I was a witness, and it wasn't even like real court. We had to sit in this like small little room. It was the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. I have no idea. No idea.
Damn.
And then my dad ended up stealing a laptop from the very building.
What the fuck? Oh my.
That was when I had to live with them for like the trial to see if they were better or whatever.
Holy shit.
But yeah, they literally, she was like calling me names about my race. And I was so confused. I was like, she didn't like me because I was fat. She even downright said it. It was like this whole thing.
I can't.
And I have no idea what was happening. I was like, And then so my friend was like beating her up, and I was like, we do not have to do this. But later on, fast forward, we actually became friends.
Isn't that weird how that freaking happens?
Yes. Like, it's really fucking weird. Every time I say a story, I get called a liar. Okay, this has been my life, my whole life. I'm just like this.
Liar.
Nothing has ever happened to me.
Take a breath. Liar.
You see what I'm saying? You know, she has this energy about her that's very, can you believe the story I'm telling right now? I'm right, you're wrong, they're all wrong, everyone that hates me is wrong. And it's because she has someone that she at least thinks is on her side, right? She's got Eric, who's nodding along to her story, whether he believes her or not. You know, he's pretty much on the payroll at this moment in time and, you know, stroking her ego. So, man, she's just really feeling herself. The next story we've got is one from Beck. I figured let's get away from Amber for just a moment, have a little palate cleanser, and have a good story time from someone who actually knows how to tell a story.
Recall a moment when you immediately knew you were in trouble. When she met me. I'm just kidding.
Do you mean like...
It could be anything.
Well, I don't know if I ever told this story before, but like the time that I was in the goat house, my dad built like this thing, the shelter thing for the goats to go into at night when we had goats. And he said, you know, stay out of there. Well, we didn't have goats for a long time, but actually that little shelter thing is still standing to this day. This was back in the early 2000s. Me and two of my cousins decided, let's go play in there. Mind you, this was years after there were no goats, so it wasn't like gross or anything. So it was time for church and we were coming out of it. I decided, hey, you know, it was a small area. I'm like, I'm gonna crawl through it backwards and just stick a foot out and then go out the rest of the way. I put my hand back and stumbled and it bent my thumb all the way back and broke it. So I went to church with a broken thumb, and I didn't tell my parents ever because I didn't want to get in trouble. It was like purple and everything. I made sure to keep my hand hidden until the color went away. Like days. I made sure they wouldn't see my hand. Like I had it in my pocket or in a hoodie, you know.
That's not good. That's the minute you knew you were in trouble?
Yeah. As soon as that happened, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't let them find out. I'm probably going to get my butt spanked.
Right.
So.
Oh gosh. I've never heard that story before, which is weird.
You've never heard that story before?
Never.
That's weird.
I know.
It's a crazy story.
Can you imagine hiding a broken thumb from your parents? It had to be so black and blue, so swollen, and somehow Beck manages to completely hide this fact. It's wild to me. Thank you, Beck, for that little respite from Amber. But we do have to go back to Amber now, sadly.
So this is funny, but I'm going to share the story anyways. Some people, okay, so recently Becky was vlogging me and my hair was stuck in my fat rolls. Not even kidding. They were stuck in my back fat. In between my butt and my back. Like, that's how you know this girl needs to lose weight, among a bunch of other things. But I wanted to show you guys because people didn't notice that it was stuck in my rolls. They were like, oh my god, her hair is like coming off in chunks. It's not, I promise. And by the way, my hair looks really bad today, but I just want to show you guys that my hair, it needs a good trimming like this much, but that's not the truth. So that is my hair.
Yeah.
And my hair was literally stuck in between. That's ridiculous. Like, girl, get your shit together.
Well, I can't relate to that story, seeing as my hair has been this short for over 20 years at this point and does not flow back and forth. But this story, I have to say, what really stood out to me was Amber's mobility and overall presentation. She seems so much happier here, and the way she moves is just so much easier and more freely than she does today. And if you really think about it, this wasn't that long ago. This scene, from what we get today of her really not getting up off of her couch, I have to say, I can really see a huge difference in just 4 or 5 years. And it's really concerning for the next 4 or 5 years if she continues down this path. And what's an Amberlynn Reid video if we don't have her talking about eggs? Am I right? This is a story from her childhood in which she liked to lick eggs.
These are actually stories that my parents have told me, like back when I lived with them. These are things that they have told me. These are things that they tell other people. And me and my dad were actually reminiscing. Me and my dad were actually reminiscing about these stories just a couple months ago via Facebook Messenger. One of them, which is really funny, when I was like 6 years old, when we would do Easter egg hunting, when it was Easter, obviously, every egg I'd pick up, I'm gonna add again, I was 6. Every egg that I'd pick up, I'd lick it, expecting it to taste like the color. Like if it was green, I thought it was gonna taste like apple. If it was purple, I thought it was gonna taste like grape. Why was I like this? I don't know.
We don't know either, Amber. We don't know either. But here we are listening to your stories anyway. I gotta say, this next one I had to listen to twice to sort of follow along with what Amber was trying to say. But she rambles on about somehow being able to finish high school, like 3 years of high school in 1 year at some school for bad kids, as she puts it. Which, wow. Okay, sure. Tell us your story.
Did you mean when you said you finished 3 years of high school in 1 year? Thank you for the super chat. How do I word this? First year of high school, didn't go, ditched. I didn't do my work, didn't care. I was having a really bad life outside of school, so I just did not care. Second year of high school, I got expelled and had to go to like this mini school. And that still didn't work. And then I actually got taken from my parents yet again. So I was in this children's shelter. My eye won't stop twitching now. I shouldn't have done that. And then I was in a children's shelter where I had to go to their school, and that doesn't even count as school. It was honestly pathetic. So then eventually I actually ended up going with my last foster home after about 3 years of high school that I didn't do. Like, I didn't care. So they beat it into my head, you need to do this. So I ended up actually having to go to another school, which is called a continuation school, which is for the bad kids or like the pregnant moms, whatever. So I had to get all of my, what do you call them? Oh my God, it's been so long. Credits. I had to get all of my high school credits in 1 year. So how did I do it? I don't know. But my foster parents beat into my head, you need to do this. You need to do this, and I did it.
Amber certainly sounds like she was a delight in her teenage years. Yeah. We are going to close this set of story times out with a very short story that I'm not so sure Amber would consider a story time, but I know I do.
Do you smoke weed? I do not.
I mean, come on. That is a short story if I've ever heard one. I think it is time to head over to see Mini Waffles on the Corgi Cam because that was a whole lot of Amber. And you know, I'm here to offer you a palate cleanser. And yes, I know she just heard her name, so she is ready and willing. There she is. Good girl, Minnie. Are you tired of this? You look a little sleepy. You've been having a nap. There you go. Good catch. You're a good girl. All right. Good girl, Minnie. always good to see mini waffles after Amberlynn. Today's shout out goes to everyone who has joined my recent live streams. I have now done 2 of them officially, and I have had such a good time. Seriously, I know I really kind of stumbled through that first one, maybe bit off a little more than I could chew with all the different things that I was trying to do at the same time, but everyone was really kind and supportive, and I think you all had a good time. At least you said you did, even if you didn't. It's been a new experience for me, and I hope that y'all are enjoying it just as much as I am. With that being said, as always, I will put a couple of videos on screen if you want to keep watching my channel, and otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Nice made up story.
Why ask for the story if you don't want to hear it? And you're gonna call someone
You
a liar?
guys wouldn't believe the fucking shit I went through. But if you want to call me a liar, I'm totally fucking fine with it.